Right, welcome everyone back to Rads. It's that time of the season again where we're going to do our league predictions. Now, we may be Forest fans, but it's just a tradition that we do this every year because, I mean, we're experts on football, ultimately.
Hello
Myself
everybody,
and Dom.
me again.
Yes, you may recognise him. You may recognise him from my match vlogs. This is Dom. Get your thoughts in the comments, everyone, especially if you're a Championship fan and you support one of these clubs. Please don't, insult us in the comments. It's just a bit of fun, really. So, alphabetical order, starting with Birmingham. I've got them in 6th place. This is probably not a really wild pick. I've seen a lot of people rate them highly. Obviously, they walked League One last season, and I feel that's probably going to give them a lot of momentum. It's a feel-good factor around the place. They've made some really ambitious signings, and I think they're going to be a totally different sort of proposition to what they were when they were last in the Championship. I've gone 6th. What about you?
So for Birmingham, because Chris Davis is a total novice at this level, but I've gone for 10th for them. I think they'll just be on the outskirts of a playoff push.
Okay.
So, as I said, Chris Davis is a bit of a novice at this level. He's only just been appointed last season. He's certainly got an ambitious project and certainly building a scary team. I just think it may be next season or season after, which is where we see a serious Birmingham.
Next up, Blackburn Rovers. I've seen a lot of people agree with what we've both gone for here, and there's going to be a bit of a drop-off. And this is a team that came 7th last year and 19th the year before. So genuinely, they could be
all
anything.
Over the shop, aren't they?
Exactly. So it's hard to predict. Blackburn, they've had off-the-field issues for a number of years. They've let go of a couple of key players. Tyrese Dolan went for free. But I just think when Ishmael came in last season off the back of John Eustace leaving, when they were in such a good position, you saw they really fell off. They obviously picked up towards the end, but can they maintain that? So I've gone for 17th for Blackburn. Don't think that's too controversial. Do you agree, Dom?
I've also got them 17th.
Right.
I feel like they're a team, well, the ownership and the high-ups are sort of meh. They've got players there that can do a job in the Championship. Ismail, I'm not sure what his level is, to be honest, anymore. So
they're a bit like what we were for a long time, just there.
I don't know if that's going to change in the next few years either, but see, I've agreed with you there, 17th as well.
Bristol City, you've got Bristol City in your family, so we want to try and be nice here, but I've gone for 11th with Bristol City. Obviously made the playoffs last year. They finally jumped that gap and made the top 6. Didn't go very well for them at all. It was pretty disastrous. Can they maintain that? I think they'll still be pretty competitive. Of course, they've got Gerard Struber as their boss. He's only managed in England once. He did pretty well with Barnsley, of course, when he was there. And nothing too exciting in the transfer window either. So I'm going to play it safe. Pretty much where Bristol come every year. I'm going to go 11th, but wouldn't be surprised if they did better than that.
Well, I've gone a little higher than you, and I've gone 8th for Bristol City. They're very stable at the minute with their ownership. My grandparents and Dad always tell me that the owner's always willing to put some money or whatever's needed. So I think they'll just be, I don't think they'll get playoffs like last season. I think that was a step too far for them, to be honest, but they'll certainly be within the area.
I agree. So, just a quick interlude from me, because this video and channel is sponsored by Match Bingo. Over £200,000 has been paid out to players so far when playing Match Bingo, and by combining sports betting, bingo and football all into one app. There'll be 15 random events from within a football match, so a goal, free kick, penalty for example, that will pop up on your bingo card and they'll automatically be ticked off as the match goes on. The deal for this game is buy 4, get 1 free, so please make sure you check out Match Bingo using the link in the description below or using the QR code on screen right now to help support the channel and grow Match Bingo. Thank you to Match Bingo for sponsoring this video, and on with the predictions. Next up, one of the newly promoted clubs, Charlton Athletic, obviously returning after a few years away to the Championship. Nathan Jones, their boss, did a great job in his first season with Charlton, got promoted via the playoffs, and I think they have a chance of staying up. I think they've actually made some pretty good signings. They seem to have raided Luton.
Yes, I think they've signed 3 players from Luton.
Yeah, it might not be the best thing because Luton did get relegated.
2 defenders and then their goalkeeper.
I've got them 21st.
Oh, we agree on something.
We agree.
I think Nathan Jones is going to shithouse the 21st, to be honest. That's why I got them there.
That's what I was thinking.
He sort of gives me that vibe, you know, shithouse, 1-0 wins.
If you're managed by Nathan Jones, I think you're that sort of team that can just get a result, whether it's dirty or deserved. Next up then, this is one that I find really hard to predict.
With this one.
I did. Coventry City. I've gone for 7th. I think they could absolutely make the top 6, and I really want to put them in the top 6, to be honest, but the teams above them I just felt should be there more, I guess. But obviously they've had a lot of bad luck over the last few years, while having a really good few years at the same time, just not quite getting over the line. Last season there was a heartbreaking end to things against Sunderland, of course. I think they just need maybe a bit more in the transfer market, but you saw what Frank Lampard did. I think he's proven that he's a good manager at this level. I've gone 7th. What about you, Dom?
Well, Coventry fans are going to be rather happy with me, I reckon, because I've got them 5th, and they're my playoff winner.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've decided to, it may be a bit ambitious, but Lampard's obviously had his huge struggles with coaching in the past. But I think he's found a place where he can excel, and an owner which will back him. Their squad value is really high in the Championship. They've got some very good, you know, individual quality in multiple areas of the pitch, which will translate into the playoffs, I think.
But next team, we'll do this quickly. Derby County.
24th? 24th?
Yes.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah, all right.
No.
Only joking, Derby fans. We've took our Forest hats for this season, haven't we, David?
Yes.
Although you got a Forest hat on, so you might want to take that one off for a second.
Oh, right.
Yes, take that off
Have
for a
people
second.
ever seen me without a hat on?
I guess they're going to see this now. So anyway, Derby County, you can...
13th.
We agree on Derby County, guys. 13th.
Do we actually have to talk about them?
Should we just say that they've got a really good coach and then move on?
Yeah. It's the coach, really, John Eustace. Hate to say it. Very good coach.
Very, very good coach.
And they've actually made some, pretty good signings.
Oh, yes, they have.
In the
We're
transfer
not going
window.
to talk about that much, are we, though?
Not really.
Should we not praise that?
Hull City. This one is kind of a hard one to predict. They could finish maybe a bit higher than this. I'm not completely convinced by this prediction, but I've gone for 23rd place for Hull. It's not a great one, that. Obviously, they only just stayed up last season. They've got a new manager who's not managed in England before. I wouldn't be surprised if they stayed up, but they've got a lot of issues off the field. They have them for a number of years. They are a bit trigger happy with throwing managers.
The owner is a bit topsy-turvy with some situations and decisions. I'm surprised you've got them that low. I think they're going to be on the edge of that relegation danger, and I put them 18th.
Okay.
Obviously, they've got that transfer embargo, which I'm not sure has been removed or what, but they've got that coming for the next 3 seasons. But I think they're going to be on that edge of that danger zone in 18th.
Ipswich Town, of course, one of the relegated Premier League teams, and probably not a controversial pick. I've got them in first place, winning the league. I think you look at that team. Last season, the players they signed, some of them could have worked in the Premier League and some of them did, but a lot of them just couldn't quite make that step up, like a Sammy Smodics, for example. You look at how he did last time in the Championship, he was one of the best players in the whole league. So when you look at it like that, they've got a ready-made Championship squad. So, and also keeping Kieran McKenna is probably one of the best things they could have done.
Surprise, surprise, I've also got them first.
Yeah.
I think McKenna's eventually going to be a Premier League coach one day anyway, and a stable one, so I think last season came a bit too early for them. They've got a very nice squad, a very good coach, a very stable owner, so probably just going to get instant promoted again.
Next up, a club that we both have a lot to do with, really. We know a lot of Leicester fans.
Yes, if there's a fan base that may be annoyed in this video, it's this one for me.
Yeah, probably more you. I've gone for 5th with Leicester City. I think really it seems a bit mad putting them 5th. A club like Leicester should really be getting promoted straight away, but a lot of issues off the field, as we saw last season. They've kept most of that squad together. I think most of that squad should easily be able to play at this level. They've only really lost Jamie Vardy, of course, obviously.
Yet to replace him, though.
And they get to replace him, yeah. Bit of a risky appointment with Cifuentes from QPR. I don't think it's too bad of an appointment. You're not quite so convinced, though.
Well, I know he was popular among the fans. I'm not sure about his tactical approach and it being top 6 level. I'm saying that I've got them 7th, and I feel like they're 2 or 3 weeks behind every other club, bar Sheffield Wednesday, with pre-seasons, transfers, and I think at some point in the season that's going to hit them and they're going to miss out. So
Yeah.
I've got them 7th.
Well, they've only signed one player, haven't they? Backup keeper.
Yeah.
Middlesbrough next. I've got them in 9th. Probably a pretty standard prediction. They always seem to just be outside the playoffs. I think every year people say they're going to make it, and then they don't. And obviously they've got a new direction now with Rob Edwards. I think that's long overdue, to be honest. I think Michael Carrick kind of ran out of steam in the end. Not really had the most active window, really. I just think that the players they've got, they should still be like at least top 10 minimum, and could definitely make top 6. I believe
I've been rather boring.
that's where you've got them.
Maybe I've got them 6th.
Yeah.
But they could lose Hackney, which could be the deciding factor, really, because he's probably their best player. But as you were saying about Rob Edwards, I think that perfect experience he's had with Luton could be the tipping point for Middlesbrough, because they've got a very nice squad, as you were saying. But as you saw, I did that because you said something about predictability. But yeah, I've decided to keep them 6th.
Millwall, obviously a club that always are going to be a solid championship side, but again, just like Borough, never tend to get over the line. I mean, a couple of years ago they had a pretty disastrous final day and missed out. Last year with Alex Neil, they were a very solid side in the end, and I think they're going to do the same. I think you look at their squad on paper, it's a very solid championship squad. They've made a couple of good signings. They've got Luongo from Ipswich and Alfie Doherty from Luton.
One of the best buys in this window so far, I feel.
They stand out to me. I think if I'm going to put somebody to be like an outsider to get into playoffs, I'd probably say Millwall.
I've got them 9th.
Okay, yeah.
Because I think that Dorothy signing is probably going to be top 3 best championship transfers. As you were saying about Alex, he's got the experience, got a nice squad growing, some good individual talent around that squad. I think they'll be top 10.
Next up then, we've got Norwich City, probably one of the most active clubs in the transfer market, and for that reason, I've got them shooting up the table into 4th place. That's where I'm saying they're going to be this season. I think they've really done what they've needed to do for a couple of years, really, and they've had a reset, because for years their squad has been very old and stale. They've cleared a lot of that out, and they've got a very exciting core forming now, haven't they? So I think with Liam Manning, of course, leaving Bristol City to go to Norwich, we've just been talking about Millwall. I think they're going to be a very solid side, and of course, historically, they've always been a top side in the Championship, and I think they've got a good chance of returning to that. The only thing is they could lose Sargent, and they've also lost Sice. That could be a bad thing.
That's actually why I didn't put them top 2.
That could be a bad thing.
Because Liam Manning is looking to be one of the best championship coaches right now. I've actually got them a place higher than you in 3rd.
Okay.
Basically agreeing with what you just said about them. I think they've had new owners or not necessarily new owners, but new people in the club. They've got a very good coach now. I just think give it time to settle. I think they'll be back in the Prem soon. So
Next up then, Oxford United. Obviously last season, nearly promoted. Everyone wrote them off. I said they'd be rock bottom, and ended up doing a pretty solid job. Came 17th in the end with Gary Rowett. Really stabled everything for them. I think, nothing too spectacular from them this season is what I expect, but I think they can be a pretty solid side. I'm not going to say they're not going to be near relegation at all, but I don't think they're going to do anything too much more than just be maybe lower mid-table. But I don't think that's a bad thing. I just think stabilising for Oxford would be a pretty solid return for them, really.
Where have you put them again?
Did I say 16th?
Oh, I'm one out from you. I've got 15th on my little list here.
That would be very good for them.
I feel like they're one of the clubs that are not quite ready for, top 12 area. But I've also think they've not got a squad which is bottom 5. And they're sort of my, however I described it in my little notes here, surprise team, shall we say. But I feel like they're just going to be there.
Next up then, Portsmouth. Obviously, again, just like Oxford last season, newly promoted team. They had a pretty tough start to things, but they ended up really stabilising and had some very good home form. And again, I think that could be crucial for them this season as well. Again, I'm not really expecting them to do anything too spectacular, just like Oxford, but I think they can be a solid championship outfit again. It's actually one place higher. I've put them in 15th.
Oh, okay. I'm a bit lower than you. I've put them 19th. I put them in the danger zone, but that squad, it's getting there.
Yeah.
Because of the clubs I put below them, I think they'll just about be alright, but there could be danger at some point for them, I feel.
So this next one for me is a bit of a wild card, and we've got them in quite different places.
Yes, we do.
I've put Preston to go down, 22nd. I only
Oof.
put them there at the last minute. I just think they need a reset. And last season, they were very close to getting relegated towards the end. They had a really tough end to things, and I just think that club has been stale for too long. And when they, dropped to 20th last year, and I don't think we're seriously in danger of going down, but it wasn't comfortable either. The transfer window, Jebberson, Iverson have come in. They're pretty solid signings for you, but I just can't really see much more than
I'm very surprised by that.
Bottom 4, bottom 5.
I've got them. Let me check my notes again. 16th. I just think they're going to be that boring 16th club, to be honest. They're back in Heckingbottom, actually, the board, with players. Obviously, as you said, it could be rather stale for them. I think 16th could sort of be stale, but just a boring club, aren't they, really, at the minute? Not much going on there.
Okay, on to QPR. This is another team that spend a lot of time bottom half, lower mid-table.
I did a lot of swaps with this club.
I've got them in 14th.
Oh.
Yeah. I think it's a tough one to predict. I don't think they're going to be much higher than that. There's sometimes you look at them and you think they could go for the playoffs here, and then the next week you think they're going to get relegated. So it's a really tough one to predict. So I've kind of gone in the middle. New manager in Julian Stefan. He's managed in Europe before, so probably quite an exciting appointment, but an unknown, never managed in England. So I just think it's going to be maybe a transition season. The squad's not quite what it was. I don't think it's a bad team.
Our positions are at least by 6.
But I know you've got them a bit lower, haven't you?
I've got them in 20th.
Right.
And I think the reason why they're not going down for me is that squad doesn't look as good on paper to me. I'm not sure, I can't quite place something on it. But because they've appointed someone who has European pedigree, is that how you say it?
Pedigree.
Yeah. I think that's their saving spot really for this season.
It's not because of Steve Cook, to be honest. That's why I said to stay up. So to the other end of the table, in Sheffield United, obviously heartbreak last season, but they used to play off disappointments. It's about how they can pick themselves up now. Obviously, completely different manager, Ruben Sellers joining to replace Chris Wilder.
I think that's a good appointment.
I agree. Yeah, not a bad thing. It's a different manager. I think he's a good appointment. He's obviously had quite the rise, going from Reading in League One to Hull, who sacked him. That's probably why I said Hull go down.
Where have you put your this club that likes to raid us, really, or we like to raid them? Isn't it?
Well, they've got Tyler Linden.
That's also a good move. Because he knows Sellers, doesn't he?
He does. That's exactly why. I put them 3rd.
Well, checking my notes again, I've got them one position below you in 4th. I feel like there's some areas in that squad that still needs addressing.
Yeah.
But I still think that squad is more than strong enough to be in the playoffs, and with an upcoming coach as well. But there is definitely some issues to sort out.
So we go from one side of Sheffield to the other, and probably the least controversial pick of the lot.
This is the easiest pick out.
Unfortunately, and I really don't want this to happen because I like Sheffield Wednesday as a club, but they're in an absolute mess. I've gone 24th.
14 players, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't even need to say my position because it's the same as you.
Yeah, 24th. We've both gone 24th.
We've got like 14 players contracted to that club. They've just appointed their assistant coach like an hour before this recording.
Yeah.
It's a mess. Their owner doesn't know what he's doing. He's a bit of a crackhead, it seems. So
he just needs to sell the club, doesn't he?
It's really unfortunate because Danny Rowe was building something there, but obviously he's now left.
I think when you think Danny Rowe's the only reason why they came so high last season, and he's not there, they've lost half their squad. And
more than half.
Yeah, in 14, they've barely got enough to field an 11 with that. So
I think they had 32 players contracted, maybe.
Yeah,
around that sort of number.
A few months worth of players not being paid. Just had to close one of their stands as well because it's
really
unsafe.
I didn't see that.
Yeah,
wow.
And the North Stand, which ironically has Chance Syria written over it. So again, to the complete opposite end of the table, Southampton, obviously just like Sheffield Wednesday this season, but they experienced a horrific season last year, getting relegated.
Yeah, that was a terrible season.
Yeah, 12 points was it?
Something.
Yeah.
Really low like that.
ridiculous. At least they got 12, that's one thing. If you look at it though, they've got a very good squad on paper for this level.
Yeah.
Will still not managed in this country before, but
He's
did well
always been linked in the last...
in France.
When he was in France for the last, I think, 4 years, he was constantly linked with the clubs like Southampton, Leicester, the ones that were in that. So
Yeah.
I think this is an obvious pick out for me as well. So I've gone for second.
I've gone for second as well.
We
I
agree.
didn't even say that. But automatics for Southampton, second place. They've kept most of that squad, which was obviously bad in the Premier League, but you know, in the Championship, they've only lost Sulemala and Walker Peters so far. They've still got Fernandez as well.
We're linked with him now.
We're linked with him though. Right, this next team, I was extremely close to putting them in the bottom 3 instead of Preston, but there's one thing that saved them. I've not even said who it is. It's Stoke City. I've put them 20th.
Ooh.
And the only reason why I kept them up in the end was because of their manager, Mark Robins.
I agree with that bit. I've decided to be a bit adventurous with Stoke City because isn't it 16th and below they've been finishing with since relegation?
Yeah.
Well, I've gone for 14th.
Blimey.
I've been a little ambitious with you here, Stoke City fans, really, because of Mark Robins. I think he's a class coach. There's still definitely areas of major concern in that squad to address or fix, but Mark Robins is there, and I think that's what's going to get you 14th.
Swansea City, I've gone for 12th place for them. Obviously,
agree.
a solid. You agree, do you?
Wait, let me just triple check. Yep, 12th place
Okay.
for Swansea.
Another one we agree on. Well, Alan Sheehan, their boss, he was the caretaker.
Yeah.
Having been a coach, he's now their permanent boss. It's always a bit of a risk doing that, but I feel they did so well under him. It's probably not too much of a surprise.
Not
probably
too risky to put them essentially
No.
on the table.
No, I think that's probably all right. It's just about whether he can, you know, keep it going. They've only really lost Harry Darling to Norwich.
They've also spent 6 million on a winger as well. So Luka
Yeah.
Modric has helped out, I feel like, with that. So
Yeah, can we talk about that? Luka Modric and
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg.
it just makes them a bit of a wild card if you think about it, because how much money Modric has got from football, and Snoop Dogg's probably got a couple of $100 million in his bank. So in the future, they could full well be where Steve Cooper was having them in the playoffs. So
Watford.
oh god,
The most unstable club, probably besides Sheffield Wednesday. Definitely besides
I
Sheffield Wednesday.
reckon there's going to be a few positions between this one for me and you,
It's,
based off the fact that you just mentioned the owner.
it's not insane. I've got 18th.
Well, I've got 22nd.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's still pretty low, and it's still not good for Watford. Obviously, having been a Premier League club, you know, from the outside looking in, I look at their squad now, and it just looks extremely average.
I looked at their squad. I think they're ranked 11th in terms of value. But then you look through the squad itself, and you're going, one or two really stand out, and then you look at the rest and you go, what are they trying to build? And then they've obviously appointed a coach from the Liga who got relegated last time he was there.
I just don't know how you can succeed when you're going to keep firing managers. Even after, Tom Clevy did a pretty decent job last season, despite finishing quite low. There was no reason to fire him at all. And you thought, have Watford actually got for a whole season without firing a manager?
And
they
then
sack him
2 weeks after or something.
yeah. Okay, 2 more teams then. West Brom, under a new manager as well in Ryan Mason. His first proper managerial job. But I think it's quite an exciting one as well.
I feel like it's been coming for Ryan Mason to get a championship job. So.
Well, I've gone 10th.
Oh, okay. So not too far. I've got 11th.
Right, okay. Yeah, around about that area, I think.
The squad looks fine on paper to be on the outskirts of a playoff push. Because I think the top 12 I've got here is going to be the playoff fight for 6, essentially.
Yeah.
Is 12 to 6 for me, so.
Wrexham. Are they going to do it again? Are they going to get a 4th straight promotion? Would be absolutely insane if they did that. Wouldn't put it past them for that reason, but I think
the one I feared the most.
You've got to consider just how big of a jump it is to the Championship. From National League to League One, it's big, but Championship is a whole different ball game. Dom's preparing to say where he's put them. I've got them 19th. I think just stabilising, I don't think that's a bad thing at all. I think they'd want to do a lot more. You look at what they've done in the transfer market. Lewis O'Brien from us, fantastic signing. They've signed some very championship-proven players like Windass and Hardy last season at Plymouth was one of their best players. I've got 19th. You've not got quite as much faith.
I'm so sorry, Ryan Reynolds and Wrexham fans, but you're going straight back down in 23rd for me. I looked at that squad and I was like, other than Lewis O'Brien and maybe that left back they've signed from Italy, I think.
Yeah.
There's a lot of League One and League Two talent there. I just feel like they need 6 to 10 more Lewis O'Briens to be a stable championship club.
Yeah. It could be
like
a case of them yo-yoing.
Obviously, they've done that massive jump, very impressive jump, but I feel like it's going to hit them like bricks this season, to be honest.
So, everyone, please don't kill us in the comment section if you've got this far.
I am welcome to debates or being educated on certain clubs, but don't kill me.
Yeah, it's a very tough thing to do. It's probably the hardest league in the world to predict.
Definitely.
If you're a Forest fan, though, normal service resumed after this. There'll be a vlog and definitely at least one transfer video this week as well. So stay tuned for that. But if you have enjoyed this as well, then like the video, subscribe to Rads.
If this gets 1,000 likes, I'll do a Minecraft live stream on David's video, David's thing.
Don't think I've ever got 1,000 likes. So.
If this gets 1,000 likes, I'll do a live stream of Minecraft on David's channel.
That's not happening then. So thanks for watching, everyone. Like, subscribe to Rads.
And subscribe.
This has been our championship predictions. Up the Reds.
Up the Reds.